Hey, welcome guys. Tony Porter, Tabletop Baseball Digest, and we are replaying the 75 World Series. It is today, it's game 4 at Riverfront Stadium, Boston at Cincinnati. And Cincinnati got started on a good note here, 6-5 in the first game, 8-3 in the second game. But when it went back to Riverfront, the Reds beat them 6-4, and that was an exciting game because the Red Sox, down 5-0, scored 4 runs in the top of the 8th and made it very, very close. Thought it was a laugher, but not really. So that's about it. And we are starting game 4. I'm going to do something a little bit different with the scorecard, just to show some people who are interested in taking this approach. It's a very simple approach. I'm going to be going right down the column. So we're going to start off with Beniquez. Remember, in this game, it's 0 to 49 off the batter card, and then 50 to 99 off the pitcher card. And let's play ball, see what happens. All right. And that's a 0-1. It starts off on a deep drive. That's a pretty cool thing about this game. Now we have to go to the ballpark card. Oh, I shouldn't be rolling that. I need to roll a white D10, and where did that go? It's a green. Okay, it's a green D10. Sorry. All right, that 3, and let's look. Beniquez is a right-handed hitter, so that goes into the home run. So if it's a ballpark result, it's going to be a home run. So this is an advantage to the hitter. He hit it in an area where he can get it out of the park. So let's see what happens. We just really need to roll 2 dice. And that 91 is not a park result, but a deep fly ball to left field. So that is, we're just going to put F7 for that. And next up is Denny Doyle. Denny Doyle had a good season. I talked about this before, about a 298 and 400 at-bats. Actually, 350 at-bats. That's a 27. And a 6 is going to be a ground ball to short, picked up. And that's 2 away. So 2 quick outs for Fred Norman, who's on the mound for the Reds against Luis Tiant. He's on the mound for the Red Sox. And Carl Yastrzemski with a 24, and that'll be a defensive result. So let's grab that defensive chart that we need. And that's the one that, where did I put that? I put it in a book. Oh, God. Yeah, I was just reorganizing everything, and I put stuff in a book. So let me just pull it out of the book. Let's see here, 71, 75. Okay, here it is. Let's grab that. All right. So we're going to roll. It's a defensive result. Now, this large column here is for errors. This large column here is for range. It's that simple. What did I just roll? A 52, and that's going to fall on this side. 52 goes to the first baseman. First baseman is Perez, who's a 3. This is going to go through for a hit. 52, yep. It's a single plus. The plus doesn't come into play here. That just tells you how that the base runner advances an extra base if he's a certain speed. But it's Carlton Fisk now. So 1 on, 2 outs. Norman gets the sign. He's ready to roll. And that's a 37, again off the batter. And a 5 is a hard hit ground ball, second base. He flips to the shortstop covering, and that ends the inning. So you're going to see how we're going to do this. All right, so that's it for... You know what, let me just do this a little bit differently here. Put Tiant there, put Rose there. And let's do that. Let's play Pete Rose. All right. And it's a 73. That's off the pitcher card. That's a defensive result. So we're going to look at that chart again. We're looking at the 11. That's the left side. And the 11 is a pitcher fielding rating. If he's a 2, if he's a 2, let's see what Tiant is. He is a 2, so it's a ball hit right back to him, which he bobbles. And Rose is safe. E1, he's safe on an E1. Next is Ken Griffey. Ken Griffey strikes out a little bit, so we're not going to try hit and run. It's a 52. That's a deep drive off the pitcher's chart, but with an 8. And as you can see, he's a lefty, and that 8 is going to send him to a deep drive to right. So he hits it to right field. It still could drop in there for a double. Let's see. We got to roll on Griffey's card. And it's a 66, it looks like, and that's going to drop in there for a double. And Rose is going to hold up with nobody out, is going to hold up at third. So we got second and third now, and it's Joe Morgan. All right, Joe Morgan is up against Louis Tiant. Morgan had an outstanding year, batted .327. Here's the pitch. It's a 24, and that's going to be ball 4, so he walks. That loads the bases, so bases are loaded. Bases are loaded, and up comes Tony Perez. Tony Perez bats from the right side. Tiant checks in with Fisk. He's ready. Infield's back looking for the double play. It's an 81 off the pitcher, and that's going to be a line drive 6. So a line drive 6 could be a double play, and it is not. Just missed it. So it's an L6 for the first out. We were playing back. Otherwise, that may have gone through for a hit. All right, Johnny Bench now. Bases loaded. Now, he's a dangerous hitter in this situation. He's a clutch guy. Drives in a lot of runs. Drove in 110 runs in 75. And that's going to be big trouble. Big trouble. Plus, with that 3, he falls into the ballpark home run range. And we're going to have to roll on Bench's deep drive. So the Reds are looking like they're going to score a few runs here. Let's see how many. Could be 48. That's going to be a drive down the line, and it's a fair ball. 1 run scores, 2 run scores, and they're going to hold up. They're going to hold up Morgan at third base. Let's see, what's Morgan's speed? I may try to score him. His speed is okay. There's no speed there, so he didn't score as many runs as he should have, I guess. So they're going to hold him up, and it's so it's 2-0 now, Reds. Remember, the Reds were behind in the series 2-0. All right, so let's do this. Try that. George Foster's coming to plate. And we're going to bring, let's see if still can't fit this. All right, here goes. You ready? Foster. 0-7. That is a line drive base hit in the gap. 1 run scores. Let's see what kind of speed Bench has. Bench will, on a single plus, Bench may score. Yes, he does. Both runs come in. It's a 4-0 lead now for the Reds. Big 2-run single for George Foster here in the bottom of the first. All right, so it's Dave Concepcion. I keep on rolling really low numbers. That's a 60, and that's going to be a ground ball, and that's knocked down, but it's going to be a base hit, no throw. So that puts runners on first and second. So far, only 1 out, and it is Cesar Geronimo. And a 51, another deep drive with a 5 this time. Geronimo is a lefty, so that 5 takes us to a ballpark out. So we're going to roll in Geronimo's deep drive chart, which is kind of cool to have that 64, and that's going to be a drive, and that's going to go to the wall. So 1 run comes in. Foster scores. Concepcion, he will hold. There's only 1 out, so he's going to hold, and that's an RBI double for Geronimo, and that makes the score 5-0 Reds. Yikes. All right, so you look here. Let me get something for you to see. Let me get my pencil out. All right, so we're going to look here, batting. It's an X. So I got to grab the X card, and that's what we're going to use for, actually, for Norman, it's a C batting card, right? So we're going to grab a C batting card, and we'll leave an X there as well. Okay, I got the C and the X. And we're just probably going to bunt with this card right now. So let's do that. And that's going to be a 0-5, and a 0-5 is a strikeout. That's going to be, he misses the second strike, so it's an 0-2 count, and I'm not going to bunt anymore. So I'm just going to let him, actually I'll bunt again. A 25, he strikes out. So Norman strikes out. And we go to the top of the order again with 2 outs. Runners on second and third, and it's Pete Rose. All right, let's see what happens. And that's an 88 with a 5, and that's a hard hit ground ball to second base, over to first. And that, my friends, retires the side, but not before the Reds come up big. Grande, muy grande. And let's get this in here. Hold on a second. So we are going to, oh, I didn't see that part of it. So let's put the Red Sox up here. And the Reds down here. And it was 0 on top, and it was 5 on the bottom. Now, let me show you what I'm going to do. Fred Lynn's coming up, and let me show you. I'm going to just go straight down, right? I have this line that says the first inning. I could do this. Just put 1 there. First inning, right? Now it's going to be, well, actually, I could do 2 because this is the start of the second inning. I could do, this is the start of the first inning. All right, so it is not Lynn, but Petrocelli, excuse me. So that's a 37. That's going to be with a 6. That falls within his out range. And the 6, that's hard hit ground ball to Concepcion. Picks it up over to first. And that is 1 away. Oh, that was Lynn. What's wrong with me? So Lynn on a 37 is also an out. Okay. Now it's Petrocelli. I don't know. All right. My glasses, I think, are the old ones. 21 now, and that's going to be a strikeout. Petrocelli swings and misses at the heater by Norman. Okay, and here is Dwight Evans. And it's a 0-6, which is a deep drive with a 5 on the right. Where's the card? What did I do with that card? Oh, here it is, yeah. So he's a righty, and that's a 5. It is going to be to his advantage. And we look at 47, and that's going to be a drive off the wall. Digging for second is Evans ahead of the throw. Goes into second base, standing here with 2 outs. And it's Rick Burleson next. And here's the pitch, and that's a 60, which is going to be a base on balls. So that's a walk. Runners on first and second. And that's going to bring up our pitcher, who I said was, I believe he's an X. And what did there's the X. And he's just going to swing away with 2 outs. That's a 40, which is a defensive result. Oh, which is what the doctor ordered for the pitcher. 79, that's in the range area. 79, a fly ball to left field. Left fielder is Foster, who's a 5, so he'll make that catch easily. But that retires the side. So it's an F7, and here we're going to do this, and we're going to write third. And that's, obviously, it turns over. So I just did 2 innings on 1 column. So that's how basically, now what happened here in this inning kind of worked out perfectly because the last inning they batted around. So now I'm starting with Morgan, the second place batter. It should finish around here. And then I'll get the 3rd inning in here as well. So it works out ultimately. So it's going to be Ken Griffey who's up. 5-0 Reds. And it's a 34. A 34 is going to be an out, and 9 is a fly ball center field. F8. Next up is Morgan. Joe Morgan now. Joe Morgan doubled and scored a run. And that's a 58, which will be a base hit. Lines 1 to right. So Morgan is on. Now he's a 13 stealing. My boy here is a 0. Tiant hold is a 0. So I'll show you how to do that. Just look, stolen bases, just look in parentheses. I don't overuse it. I kind of calculate, if I'm playing, like replaying a season, I calculate how often they stole. I'm looking for Fisk to see if how's his arm. His arm is a 0 arm, so throw. It says T0, so he's got no advantage. So 13, so here goes. I'm going to send Morgan, and that is below a 13, so that's going to be a stolen base for Morgan. 1 out single and stolen base for Joe Morgan. You can see that there. And now here's Tony Perez. Tony Perez lined out to the shortstop. And that's a 30, which will be a defensive check again. And a 69. 69 is going to be a shortstop. Slow ground to the shortstop, who charges it bare hands, fires to first in time. And this is going to allow the Morgan to move to third base. 2 outs now. And here comes Bench. Bench had a 2-run double. I didn't give him 2 RBIs either. I'm giving them to him now. He had a 2-run double with the bases loaded in the first inning. And now it is Johnny Bench again. Let's do it. Tiant with the pitch. And that's an 18. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And that retires the sides. See what I do there now? So this was the beginning of the second inning. This is going to be, when I come back, the beginning of the third inning. And this was the first inning there. Okay, so we're going to go to the top right now, and it's going to be the top of the order. Beniquez, Doyle, and Yaz. And they're going to fit into that second slot. So it's just a little bit different. You can probably get 2 games on one of these. You can use different colored pencils or markers or pens or whatever you want to use. All right, so Juan Beniquez. Fred Norman gets a sign from Bench, and it's a 66, which is a swing and a miss. Struck him out, got him on the curve, 1 away. And what I would do in this case is just do another line on top and just write top of the third or beginning of the third inning. Makes it easier to like look it up later. Denny Doyle. Denny Doyle grounded to the shortstop. And that's a 66, which is a swing and a miss, and he strikes out. So they just can't connect with Fred Norman. This is the third inning for Norman. And here's Carl Yastrzemski. And that's a 0-5. Will be line base hit to right. So Yastrzemski now is 2 for 2. And that's going to, he's not stealing, obviously. And that's going to bring up Fisk. Carlton Fisk with 2 out. 1 on, and it's an 80, which goes on the pitcher card. A 4 is bounced to second base. 4-6, fielder's choice, and that retires the side. So when we come back, we're going to be in the 4th inning here. And we should finish right here in the 5th inning. Okay, let's go down to the Reds starting the 3rd inning. It's George Foster leads off. Pitch from Tiant, a 27. And that's going to be a defensive check. That's a 29. It's on the error column, 29, 29, 29. It may or may not be an error, depending on the third baseman. Third base is Petrocelli, who's a 3, and he boots it. 29, you see the 3 third baseman boots it, E1. So it's a 1-base error here in the 1, 2, 3. So Foster reaches base on an error by the third baseman, Petrocelli. Next up is Concepcion. I'm going to try to lay one down here, and that's a 53. That's a deep drive, but that's off the pitcher card. So when you get a deep drive and you're trying to bunt, let me tell you what the deal is with that. Okay. Defense. Deep drive. If it came off the batter card, scored as a pop out with the lead runner getting doubled off. If the reading came off the pitcher card, the fielder handles the bunt quickly. If any runners are forced, the lead force runner is out. Okay, so we're going to use that green one to say the pitcher got it, and the pitcher is going to go to second base. So it's going to be 1-6 fielder's choice, and Concepcion is on at first. Concepcion had 33 stolen bases. I know that, so we're going to send him again on a 13. There he goes, and he is safe. It's less than the 13. Got him. All right, so Concepcion is on his second base now. And it's Cesar Geronimo. Now it's a 39, and a 39 with a 6 is a medium ground ball to short. But the runner will hold out number 2. So Concepcion is on its second base, and here comes Fred Norman. And a 43 will be a bouncer to third, over to first, and that retires the side. So again, I'm putting that line, writing a 4, because when we come back, I'm also going to do that at the top here. That's going to be the top, or it's going to not be the top, but it's going to be the beginning of the 4th inning for the Reds, which will be the bottom of the 4th. Okay, and so we had 1, then we had 2, then we had, that was the bottom of the 3rd inning. Okay, that was the bottom of the 3rd inning. Now we go to the top of the 4th inning, and it's going to be Lynn. Let me take a little bit of juice here real quick. So I think you got the idea. So I'm just going to run through the game and keep score on the side now. It's going to be a 90, and that's going to be a 9. It's a fly ball center field. Geronimo's under it. And 1 away. Here comes Petrocelli with an 84 and a 5. That'll be hard hit ball to short. Long throw in time. Nice accurate throw by Dave Concepcion. And here's Dwight Evans, who doubled. And a 29 will be an out. A 5 is going to be hard hit ball to second base. And throw over to first, and that retires the side. So in the 2nd inning, we had no runs. 1 hit. The Reds in the 2nd inning had no runs, 1 hit. In the 3rd inning, it was no runs, 1 hit. Bottom of the 3rd, it was no runs, 1 hit. And now top of the 4th is no runs on no hits. And we go to the bottom of the 4th. Rose leads off. So the Reds lead at 5-0. Trying to tie the series at 2. Pete Rose with a 42, and that'll be in the out range, which a 4, the green 4, tells me it's a bouncer to second base. 1 down. So Tiant, after having a rough start, kind of got it together. And it's a 38. That, again, is off the batter card with a 5. It's a hard hit ball. Tough hop for the second baseman who makes the play. 2-way. So Griffey hits a shot to the second baseman, Doyle, who somehow manages to stay in front of it and get Griffey out. Here's Morgan with a 95. Now will be an out with a 9. It was a fly ball center field, and that retires the side. All right. We go to the top of the 5th. Burleson leads off. Pitch from Norman with a 29er, and that's going to be a 4, which is ground ball second base. 1 down. Next is the pitcher, Tiant, with a 21. Strike 3. Got him looking. And that flips to the top of the order now. Pitchers are still in pretty good shape, even Tiant. 71, that'll be Norman's card, and that's going to be a strikeout. So Beniquez strikes out to end the inning. And that'll be 6 when we come back. We're going to the bottom of the 5th now. Perez leads off. Tiant, he's ready. Deals 61, and that's banged up the middle, and that's through for a base hit. So Perez leads off with a single. And he's faced how many batters? Twice around the lineup. Plus, he's gone, this is his 5th inning. Still good. He gave up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he lost a point there. More than 5, allowed 5, more than 5 in an inning. So he lost the point there. So he's holding on. He's got a little bit of endurance left. Johnny Bench is up. Let's see what Tiant can do here against Bench. Pitch. Oh, that's trouble. 0-6. That's a deep drive. With a 4, that's in Johnny Bench's wheelhouse. And to exactly where in the park he wants to put it. Forget that ballpark to help him out. And that ball is gone. Johnny Bench with a 2-run shot. And that's going to be all for Louis Tiant. Rough start for Louis Tiant. That's 4 RBIs on the day for Johnny Bench. A base-loaded double and a 2-run home run. Yikes. All right, we're going to go and grab onto who we're going to grow. Willoughby. Jim Willoughby is going to come in. I should have him hanging out here somewhere. All right, 7-0. So it looks like the Reds are on their way to tying up the series at 2 apiece. I'm going to take a little bit of a break from playing this, right? And Willoughby, I do not have his card printed out because I didn't print out all the cards. I did not print out all the cards, not thinking I was going to go very deep into this series. I figured I'd just play a couple of games, especially when the Reds lost the first 2. I was like, that's going to be it. So what we're going to do is, so we're going to take a couple minutes break. I'll keep on talking us through it. And I'm going to grab Willoughby's card and print it out. I got my trusty printer right next to me. I use Insta Ink. I pay $5 and ink never runs out. And then I get my paper periodically. So let's see. I have one cardstock page. And then I'm going to print out Willoughby. Let's see, you've got to go into the computer, go in and look into the files. All right, let's see. Let's go into the files. Downloads. This is 1975 I'm looking for. Deep Drug, 2024, 1975 season. Got it. And now we're going to go to season, player cards. Let me look. Oh, you know what? I need extras. I need the extras. So that means rule book. Okay, extras. Gotta go to the extras. Gotta go to 75 extra pitch. Oh no, so that's a pitcher batting card. Okay, so now it's coming up. Let me see. Willoughby. Oh, there it is. Okay. Now these are going to be the extras. McAuliffe, Hobson, a lot of extras. Tiant must have had, he had 1 plate appearance and they have a card for him. Man, I respect that big time. Okay, so the pitchers did not come up there. I'm going to have to scroll looking for more pitchers for the Red Sox. Usually they're at the bottom. When they're not at the top, they're at the bottom. So hang tight with me. We've got a little break in the action here. Because I realized that I want to use Willoughby and I'm going to need him, it seems, for this series. So I might as well go in there and print them out now. Now I'm down to St. Louis. I'm still looking for the Red Sox. Baltimore, there it is. Okay, I got him now. He is on page 32. All right, got him, page 32. Wait, let me just make sure that's his pitching card. 32. Because I doubt he has a batting card, because American League pitcher, yeah, that's his pitching card. Okay, so in settings, I'm going to do 96%. Yep, that's the way I like it. Here goes. Only page 32. So it's coming out now. We're going to have, this is how easy it is. I just use the 90-pound cardstock. That's the one I find is easiest to cut. It's not overly thick. I just feel it's easier to handle. So I use a 90-pound. I get it. I got 250 sheets, and that lasts me a long time. And I'll show you how the cards come out. They come out nice because they have cut lines. A lot of these companies don't put out cards with cut lines. And when I ask for it, they think I'm crazy. It makes it way easier. See, like this is how the sheet comes out. That did not take long at all. So Boston Willoughby, we're going to cut this up quickly and get him into the game. There we go. Of course, it had to fall. Of course. What would we be doing if stuff wouldn't fall from our desktop? Okay, so Willoughby's in there. That took a while. Let me put this aside. Let me write that in. Do that. All right, Willoughby's coming in. And Tiant went 4 innings, gave up 7 runs. And Willoughby's in there. And I usually write that he comes in with no outs in the bottom of the 5th. 0, bottom 5. Okay. All right, he will be facing George Foster. So that's how quick and easy it is to just print up what you need. And that's going to be a 38 off Foster's card. A 7 is a deep drive left field. Going back is Yastrzemski to the track, to the wall, and he makes the catch. Yes, sirree. Yastrzemski stayed with it the whole time. And next is Dave Concepcion. So 1 out. Willoughby gets 1 out. And that's a 46. That's going to be another out. A little number in front of the plate. Fisk pounces on it, fires, and first baseman, Yastrzemski almost lost his arm on that. I thought it was Yastrzemski in left, but it's not. It was Benitez in left, excuse me. So that is a ground 2-3, and that brings up Geronimo. Yeah, Yaz at first base. Pretty good first baseman as well. All right. And that's a 42, which that should do it. Geronimo with a 42, that's in the out range. A 2 is going to be bounced to first base to retire the side. But the Reds come up with 2 more. 2 more, and they lead it 7-0. 2 runs on 2 hits here in the bottom of the 5th. We go to the okay, I see what I did. All right, so we're going to the top of the 6th now. Top of the 6th. And it's going to be Doyle leading off against Fred Norman with a 73, and that's going to be a strikeout. So Doyle goes down. Goes down swing. Next is Yastrzemski with an 88, and that'll be a 2, which is a slow chopper to first base. And Perez better hurry to the bag, and he just gets the lumbering Yastrzemski. That ball took so long to get to the first baseman that he didn't really have much time to beat Yastrzemski to the bag, but just got the foot in ahead, according to the umpire. No replays back then, so we can't prove it. Carlton Fisk, 65. That'll be a check swing. The check with the first base umpire rings him up, and Fisk is hot. He doesn't like that call. No siree. So when we come back, that's going to be the 7th. We're going to the bottom of the 6th here, and ooh, that's a tough one. Willoughby's up. Okay, it's okay. So we're going to bring... No. Norman's up. I'm sorry. Got confused. Norman's up. So that's fine, Norman, because Norman's pitching well. All right, here goes. Willoughby against Norman. And that's a 75, which will be a defensive result. So let's see. defensive result with a 92. A 92 says it is a center fielder. Center fielder who's out there today. Lynn is a 3, and that's a base hit. Falls in front of Lynn. So Norman with a, then I got to look at Norman's card. Single, rare 8. Okay, that's good for me to teach you the rare result. So we're going to use the green for that. And if it's less than the number, then you keep it. Let me see. Here it is. I have that highlighted. What just happened there? Okay. The modifier dies less than or equal to the number rare. Keep the result. So it is less than. So it's going to be a base hit for Norman. So Norman is on with a single, and up comes Rose, Pete Rose. 7-0 Reds. Pitch from Willoughby, 0-9, and that's off the batter card, and that's a little check swing blooper, and that falls in. Norman will stop. It's a single, first hit of the day for Rose. We got runners on first and second for Ken Griffey. All right, Griffey, he's ready. Willoughby sets and deals, and that's going to be a 76, which is another defensive result. We're going to roll, and that's a 52. Let's see what that's going to be. 52, first baseman. First baseman Yaz is a 4. That's still a single. It's not as bad as a single plus because it's going to load the bases. We're going to hold up Norman, and the bases are now loaded with Reds. And it brings up Joe Morgan. So Willoughby versus Morgan. Bases loaded. Wow, this is a decision. We play the infield in, or we play the infield in on the corners and in the middle halfway. I mean, we're down 7-0. We don't want to give up any more runs, but there's no outs. So that's the conundrum, right? That's the issue. So we're going to play the corners in and try to get a home to first double play, and then we're going to just allow a run to score and get the double play if it's hit up the middle. See what happens. .61, that's going to be a ball 4. That forces in a run. RBI for Morgan. And everybody moves up 1, so the bases are still loaded, nobody out. And here's Perez. He's given up 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 more, and then he loses a point. This is his second inning. Okay, so... Well, actually, he gave up a run, so that is, he's tired. So I'm going to have to go to the bullpen, and I'm going to grab somebody. Who am I going to grab here? I'm going to grab I got Diego Segui, and I got Dick Pole. Do I have Pole? Oh, yeah, I do have Pole. Okay, here it is. So Dick Pole comes in. He will be facing Perez with the bases loaded and nobody out. Pole's coming in the bottom of the 6th with 0 outs. All right, here it is, Perez. We're still the same thing. In at the corners and middle halfway for the double play. 72, and that's going to be a defensive result. With a 38. And a 38 is going to be a fly ball to left field. And left fielder is Beniquez, who's a 4. So he will make that catch. And I don't think there's a tag up for that. But let's double check on it. And I'll show you that chart. So first of all, we got to see who the base runner is. It's Rose. So he's an average base runner in this game. However they calculate it. So if he can try to score, and trying to score is pretty simple. So he's going to try to tag up, and that's a 79. Oh, I don't know if he scores on this. 79. Try the choice chart. That's what we got to pull out now. The choice chart. Bunting. Where's choice? Okay, that is my bunting and my hit and run chart. This is runner advance chart, but there's another chart it's called a choice chart, and I don't see that anywhere. Oh boy. Let's see if that's anywhere to be found here. Choice chart. Oh wait, let's see, what could that be? Got a lot of charts everywhere. Ah, here it is. No, that's not it. Choice chart, found it. It was in the binder. Okay, so a choice chart, what did I roll? 79, so he's an average, 79, 5 to 82, he is safe. You can adjust that if you think it's too easy. So it's a sacrifice fly to left field, beats the throw, and that is an RBI. It's going to be 9 now. So it's going to be 9-0. And Johnny Bench is up. Runners on first and second, one out. The pitch from pole with a 44. That'll be an out of 7 as a deep fly ball to left field. F7. Griffey's going to hold. He's not going to try to tag up. And here's George Foster. Pitch from pole. 71. Another defensive result. Holy smokes. Okay, and it's a 34 defensive result. 34. And that is shortstop. Is a 3. Burleson is a 3, and that's going to be a ball he gets to. Steps on the bag. That's a fielder's choice. So fielder's choice gets the runner first, 6 unassisted, and that ends the inning. That was a rough bottom of the 6th for the Red Sox. And we're going to start the top of the 7th now. It's going to be Lynn leading off against Norman. That's a 0-0. That's a deep drive. And a 43 is going to be a drive down the line. If it's fair, it's trouble. It's a fair ball into the corner. Playing the carom he's a lefty, so he hit it down the right field line. So in right field, that's Griffey. Plays the carom. And into second base standing is Freddie Lynn with a double. Leadoff double here against Fred Norman, who's pitched excellent, is pitching a shutout so far. And now it's Rico Petrocelli. Pitch. It's a 56, and that's a base hit plus, and that'll score Lynn. As long as he's a line, he's got a line right there. See that? That's his run rating. If he's got this, that means he'll score an S plus. So he comes around to score, and the Red Sox have their first run on a single by Petrocelli. Rico Dynamite, Rico Suave. All right, here is Dwight Evans. Nobody out. Some movement in the bullpen. 16. That's going to be ball 4. That puts runners on first and second now. A lot of action in this game. I'm just trying to get through a game here to kind of demo, different aspects of the game. And I'm struggling here. Burleson, first and second, nobody out. Pitch from Norman. And that's a 99. That could be, okay, this is another aspect of the game that you got to know. That could be a 99, which means you got to look at the catcher. We've got to look at Johnny Bench and see what he's got there. I'll show you where that is. Okay, there's Bench. Let's see. Pass ball, nothing. Has no pass ball. Yeah, he has no pass balls. So there's nothing there. So we're not going to give him a pass ball. So basically it's going to be an out. A 99 on a 5 is going to be a hard hit ball to short. and it's going to be a 6 ground ball, 6-4-3 double play. Runner goes to third. That's Petrocelli goes to third. At second is Evans is out, and Burleson in the back end of the double play at first is out. All right, so now we've got 7 and 8. All right, so we're going to bring up a pinch hitter with a runner on third. Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Who's it going to be? Griffin and Miller. I'm going to bring in Miller, pinch hit. Actually going to bring Griffin. Griffin's going to pinch hit. Oh, all right. Here's the pitch by Norman with a 40, and that'll be an out. A 5 is hard hit grounded to second base. Sidearms at the first, and that retires the side. So pinch hitter here was Griffin. And the, what was that, bottom, top of the 7th. And we go bottom of the 7th now. So we're going to have a new pitcher. It's going to be Segui. Diego Segui is in. All right, Concepcion leads off against Segui. And that's a 50. That's going to be a deep drive with a 9. 42, and that's going to be trouble in the gap. Splits the outfielders and roll to the wall. So it's going to be a double. Second hit of the day for Concepcion. Geronimo's up next with an 81, and that'll be a defensive check. 29, that is on the error side. 29, and that's going to be an error on the third baseman. Third baseman, Petrocelli, a 3. It's going to be an E5. And that sends Concepcion to third on the error. First and third, and up comes Norman. Now, Norman struggled in the last inning. Gave up just a run. But let's see. He went 1, 2, 3 times through the lineup. And well, I'll show you how to count that. 1, 2, 3 times through the lineup. Plus, he's gone 7 innings. So that's 10. He's given up a run. That's 11. So he's fatigued because that's his number 11. He's lost. He's at 0 points. So what we're going to do here is we're going to grab a pinch hitter, and we're going to grab Pedro Borbon, who's going to come in, and we're going to grab a pinch hitter. Let's see what it's going to be. Terry Crowley, if we have him. Darryl Cheney's going to pinch hit, switch hitter. So he comes in. Pinch hitter, Cheney. Bottom of the 7th. All right. Runners on first and third now. First and third. The Red Sox defense is going to be in. Ooh, and a 32 is going to be an out with a 2. It's going to be, it's a ball hit right back to the pitcher. And he's going to go home. Now, I'm wondering if I can get a double play out of that. I'd love that because the ball hit right to the pitcher is a perfect opportunity for the double play. So let's look at this chart here, runner advancement chart. When it's a G1, which is what I rolled, it's an average speed. With the bases loaded, it's going to be a fielder's choice at home. It's FH1, lead runner forced out, other runners advance. Okay, unfortunately, I don't get the double play that I wanted. But it is a fielder's choice. Now, with nobody out, I could hold him. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to hold him at third. So I'm not going to advance. I usually play it that with no outs, I hold. With 1 out, I advance. That's my homebrew rule. And I'm the commissioner, so I make that rule. So it's going to be second and third with 1 out. And it's going to be Pete Rose. All right. Here goes. It's a 73, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. Scott Rose on strikes. Good job for Diego Segui. 2 outs now, and here's Ken Griffey. And that's going to be trouble. That's going to be a base hit. 2 runs are going to come in. In comes Concepcion, followed by Geronimo. And it's 11 to 1 now. 11 to 1 here in the bottom of the 7th. Single, 2 RBI. That's his 3rd hit of the game. And Morgan with a 78. That's the defensive result. And we rolled a 49, which is on the range side, 49, and a 49 is to the first baseman. He'll make that play to end the inning. G3. Wow, that'll be 8 when we come back. But they pick up another couple of runs. Yes, sirree. They lead 11 to 1. And we go to the top of the 8th. Top of the 8th is going to be Juan Benitez leads off against Pedro Borbon. Pedro Borbon, love that guy. Great name. Pedro Borbon comes in there. I'll show you the chart, the scorecard at the end. All right, Benitez with a 68, and that'll be a defensive result. With a 71, that's on the range. And that'll be a ball that shortstop gets to. Throws him out at first. 1 away. Next up is Denny Doyle. Left-handed hitter. Doyle today's 0 for 3 with 2 Ks. With an 89er. 89 is going to be 0. Line and caught by the shortstop. L6, Concepcion goes up and comes back down with it. Snow cone style. And here's Yastrzemski with an 89 and a 4. And that's hard hit second base, sidearms it to first, and that retires the side. Now we go bottom of the 8th. It's Perez. 11 to 1 Reds. They're going to tie the series, it looks like, at 2 apiece. So Perez with a 0-0 and a 0, so he gets the ballpark advantage as well. And that ball's an 88, which is a off the wall, off the top of the wall. Digging for second is Perez, head of the throw. So he's on with a leadoff double here in the bottom of the 8th against Diego Segui. A 30, Johnny Bench with a 30. That's a defensive result. Had a lot of those in this game. 39, and that's going to be a fly ball to left field. Left fielder is a 4, so he'll make that catch. F7, no tag-ups right now. Not with this kind of score. Here's Foster. 1 on, 1 out, 90, and that's going to be a wild pitch. So that goes to the backstop. Going to third is Perez. Foster. Diego gets the sign from Fisk, the pitch, and that's a 28. 28 is a defensive result again with a 94. 94 is a fly ball deep right field. This is an automatic score. Right fielder is Evans. He's a 5. That'll be deep right field. Yes. He scores. Perez. Unless he's really slow, then I'd have to roll. No, he's just average speed, so he's good. So he scores sacrifice fly 9. That's the 3rd RBI for Foster today. 2 outs. And it's 12 to 1. And 2 outs, nobody on, and here comes Concepcion. 57, and that's a base hit. Lines a single to center field, a rope, and played on a hop by the center fielder, Lynn. Geronimo now with a 19, and that's going to be a swing and a miss. Chases a high heat, goes down on strikes, and we go to the top of the 9th inning. Top of the 9th inning. It's going to be Fisk, Lynn, and Petrocelli against Borbon. The pitch, 97 with a 6, and that's a hard hit grounder to second base. 1 down. Fred Lynn is next. And that's a 68. That's a defense to look up. With a 65. 65 says it's a ground ball, third base. Third baseman is Rose, a 3, makes the play. Fires a strike to Perez at first. So the Red Sox are down to their last out, and the Reds are excited about tying up the series. It looks like it's going to be tied. Here's Petrocelli, a pitch from Bourbon, and that'll do it. A 98 on a 6 is going to be a ground ball, second base, over to first. Ball game is over, my friends. That's it, fiend. So the Reds win it by a score of 12-1. They gave the Red Sox pitching staff a bruising, a licking, if you will. Rough. Norman gets the victory. Bourbon comes in for 2 big innings, and the biggest was Johnny Bench with 4 RBIs, a double and a homer, 2 for 5. Probably the hero. So here's what it looks like when you use this method. So I was able to do everything in 1, 2, 3, 4 columns. And for this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 columns. Okay, so I messed up on this, and then I stopped keeping track because I said I didn't want to slow down the game. But I kept track really closely here. As you can see, 5th inning, 6th inning, so where's the 7th inning? 7th inning, 8th inning, and that's it, because they don't bat anymore because obviously they won the game. But up here, we used 1, 2, 3, 4 columns, and we still had a little bit left. But the loss goes to obviously Tiant, who really struggled right from the start. The win goes to Norman, who did well until he started falling apart a little bit in that 7th inning. He was already getting fatigued. And that's it, guys. So it's tied at 2 apiece. Remember to like and subscribe for more deep drive action. And watch out for my other videos and take a look and, skim through what I have out there. See if there's anything of your interest. And please, comment if you have any questions, any, ideas to share. That's all good. That's all fine. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.